And when you have 20 people, they're all in separate little worlds that are all so different and distinct, and they all come together because they share this common interest of art for a little while. And one of the things that I play Magic the Gathering with a buddy, and all last night we stayed up all, was it last night? No, it was the night before. We stayed up all night. We played a bunch of games, and we were playing a bunch of these old decks that we kind of found boring, at one point, like a couple years ago, because we had played them so much, or they just aren't as quirky and weird as the decks that we make today. But we went back and we played all those decks, and we've been playing through them, and we have like 28 or something on our list, and we randomize it. So we roll a dice, we choose one of the decks each, and then we play against each other with those decks. And then it's only a best of 5, so you play 5 games at most, 3 games at minimum. And it was so much fun to play these decks because like we play the deck, it has like this one set strategy. You only get 3 games with it. You only get 5 games with it. So you have like this limited time to really savor it. And it revitalized. We didn't even change the deck at all. It helped us reframe our perspective of the deck and why we made it in the first place and why it's fun and all this. It's just not fun if you just play it over and over again. But what it does is so cool that all 3 of the games could be so different because it's a limited pool. If you played like 10 games with it, you'd have a few samey games, but we're only doing 3, and when you pit it up against other things, like bounce off another deck, then it has to play differently, and you adjust that, and like there's so much dynamic in there. But it's the same thing if you have 20 different people, and even if somebody doesn't really like art that much, but it's in the curriculum or something, they all come into there, and all these people are like, I only have this hour to spend time with all these other people who are like-minded, and I happen to ended up being friends with a few of them, or like talking to a few, and I'll probably have one random conversation with somebody from there because they're all different, and we're just going to be doing this art thing that I'm not a huge fan of, but it's okay. They'll like it more just because it's this temporary thing that you're all getting together to do from all these different worlds, rather than forced into a box with a bunch of people at the same skill level, all doing the same thing, not interacting, not learning from each other and all this other stuff. And yeah, so for the people who really like art, they would start to like other things because of meeting all these other people who also like art. And for the people who don't like art, they would also start to like art more and all the other things more because they're all involved in it. So